and this is significant. Focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region. He said the etiology is unknown at this time. He said the body was received after the initial autopsy. He said the body had marked decomposition.
Decomposition. What does that mean? Probatively, what does that prove? Joining me and all-star panel to make sense.
All I gotta say, the rare findings, I really truly believe that somebody bust them in the back of their head. They bust them in the back of the head, y'all. And they placed it in the water because they wanted the water as a cover-up. That's what happened here. Okay? That's what only makes sense. Other than that, him just on the 4th of July, just going out in the water just to unalive his sooty side. No, we're not buying that. And the autopsy report, did they ever say they had alcohol in the system? I didn't hear nothing about no alcohol. Y'all kept on saying he was drunk and he was doing X, Y, and Z. That was not the case.
Of what we are learning tonight, that was an independent autopsy ordered by Nolan Wells's family. We still don't have the official autopsy from the Mississippi Medical Examiner's Office, but straight out to a renowned medical examiner. You know him well. Joining us, Dr. Kendall Crowns. He is the Chief Medical Examiner of Tarrant County, Fort Worth. Literally thousands and thousands and thousands of autopsies under his belt. He is the esteemed lecturer at the Burnett School of Medicine at TCU. I don't have to explain to you what it takes to become not just a medical examiner, but the chief medical examiner in a metropolitan area like Fort Worth. All that aside, COD, MOD, undetermined. But what jumped out at me, among so many things, Dr. Kendall Crowns, what does he mean about the red discoloration in the deep, soft tissues overlaying the occipital bones? What is that? Translate.
So what that is the occipital bone is the bone in this is your skull. It's the bone in the back of your head, the directly back side of your head. So when he's describing these hemorrhages in the deep, soft tissues, it means deep in the musculature that holds your head in place, there is a red discoloration. What could this be? It could be settling of the blood from decomposition or from lividity, pooling of the blood. The body has been kind of put on its back and transported to Washington, D.C. So that could be that. It could also be
Trust me,
force
I don't
injuries.
think I know more than you on this, Dr. Kendall Crowns, but you got me drinking out of the fire hydrant. You're giving me so much information. I had to break in right there because you said I'm going to quote, posterior red discoloration in deep soft tissue overlying occipital. Deep soft tissue. To a layperson like me, that means it's deep below the skin. And you just stated that could be from the settling of the blood. In other words, if he were lying on his back when he died, the blood would settle to the back of his head. But isn't it true to you, Brian Trasher, Vice President, United Cajun Navy? The Navy participated in the search, and I got to clear up that whole thing about fully clothed with you. That said, isn't it true? And I'm looking at the picture on my phone that I got from an undisclosed source. I'm looking at Nolan's body on the beach. We are not showing it. He's face down, isn't he?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, he was when we flew
Okay, I'm going
over,
to come back to you about the clothing.
Yeah.
What? Repeat?
No, I said when we observed him from the air, yeah, he was face down and he was wearing swim trunks and only swim trunks. I think that the term fully clothed just got taken out of context.
Well, when you look at the body from high up, it appears at first like he had on a shirt with swim trunks, but he does not have on a shirt. He only has on swim trunks. That's a whole peripheral issue. But back to Dr. Kendall Crowns. So, Dr. Kendall Crowns, you may have an explanation for this. I've already thought of one, and I'm not a medical examiner, but I don't see how the deep red, I'm talking about, was there a blow to the back of the head? Did he fall off a boat? Did he hit his head on something else? If it turns out he drowned, how did he get in the water? Why was he in the water? Why did everybody leave him? Lots of questions tonight. But if he was found face down, the blood would not have settled to the back of his occipital.
Well, that's correct at the initial autopsy, but he was also transported to Washington, D.C. on his back, I assume, not on his face. And so after death, you can still have pooling of the blood in the dependent areas if the lividity is not fixed. Or even if it is fixed, you can have pooling. So it is difficult to say without seeing the actual reddened area in the deep soft.
But time out. Let me just ask y'all this. What he's talking about, he don't know. He don't know that Nolan blood was folding in the back. He just making shit up, right? Press 4 if he just making shit up. He don't know. Nolan could have got hit in the back of the head. He don't know. It could have been. It could have been. But that's not the facts. He don't know the facts. So let's make that shit clear. He don't know the facts. All he talking about what could have been. And it could have been a blow to the damn head. That's what it could have been.
To whether this is just a decompositional artifact or if it's indeed blunt force trauma. Now, they're not describing any injuries to the skin surface, which would still be there if he was, even if he's decomposed, you would still see injuries, abrasions, bruises, lacerations, things of that nature, even with decomposition. So it's difficult to give significance to this deep red area in the musculature of the deep soft tissues of the back of the head without further photographs or more information. To me, could it be blunt force trauma? Yes. Could it be a decompositional artifact? Yes. Could it be something from transport? Yes. Hard to say at this point.
Okay, hold on. Let me just take each one of those. And the rest of the panel, please, if you've got a question or a point, jump in. We need all of your brain power. Oh, that's...
Yes, you damn right. They said he was transported face down. Remember them black girls that came out here, y'all? Press 5 if y'all remember them black girls that came out here and said that he was transported face down. They felt it was so disrespectful. You know, yes, he was, baby. And they said it looked like he had burnt marks and bruises. They said bruises, okay? Yeah. And when the second autopsy got it, they waited. They held his body. Mississippi held Nolan Wells' body for 6 days because they wanted to decompromise, you know, the body to go away so you won't be seeing them bruises. So it make it hard for you to really determine if there were bruises. So they knew what they were doing. They should have gave that body the moment the mom asked. You know what I'm saying? But they kept it because Mississippi is up to Mississippi tricks. They knew they wanted to get away with this murder and to protect their own white boys because they're very invested in protecting their own white boys. Hello, hello, hello. Come on now. Let's not act like this is not political. This is political. Make America great again. Come on now. Let's go.
Open invitation to Mobley to jump in. But 3 things you said, that there could still be pooling of the blood. And I don't want to be too DEFCON 4 into this and get lost in the weeds, but Nolan is dead. He's already been autopsied. Days have passed, and you're telling me that the blood could still sift down from the front of his face to the back of his neck in one specific area. Why was it pulling all the way down his neck? Or why just that one area? I don't believe that when you have been deceased that long, you've already undergone autopsy, they've drained the blood from your body, that somehow in the few hours of transport, you're going to get pooling of the blood to one area in the back of...
Get him, Nancy. Get him, Nancy. Get him, Nancy. And look how he looking at her. He looking so disgusted. He looking like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. I don't like his attitude. I don't like his facial expression. He need to fix his face. Okay? He need to fix his face. He is a plant. They placed him up there to push an agenda. That is what he's doing. He is pushing that agenda, protecting Mississippi and them white boys, and protecting the world from the truth. He is up there, and she got people up here just to try to make it seem like it was something that it wasn't. You understand? They all in cahoots protecting their own boys. That's what that is, the system.
Your neck.
So first off, it's not a few hours of transport. It's from whenever the autopsy ended. He's placed on his back. Whenever he's picked up at the scene, he's been placed on his back. So all that comes into play. They don't drain all the blood from...
That's a lie. He was not placed on his back when he left the scene. That is a damn lie.
Body at autopsy. There's still blood in the body after autopsy. And also, decomposition causes the breakdown of tissues, including musculature, which can give a reddish discoloration from the actual decomposition process of the muscle. So all these have to be considered when you're saying a reddened area, because the doctor didn't call it hemorrhage, which is interesting to me. He called it a reddened area. So I don't know what he's describing. I would love to see pictures, but again, there's no description of a bruise or an abrasion or a laceration on the skin surface of the back of the head. So what the significance of this is? Could it be a decompositional change? Could it be something else like blunt force injury? It's hard to say at this point in time.
I find it very difficult to believe, Dr. Kendall Crowns, that not one, but two medical examiners cannot figure out why he had deep red subcutaneous markings. Subcutaneous, what is that? Deep subcutaneous, what is that?
It's underneath the skin, meaning in the fat or the muscle underneath the skin.
Okay, straight out to John Mobley joining me out of Charleston. He's a renowned trial attorney, founded John Mobley Law Firm. Okay, Mobley, have at it.
Well, Nancy, I got to call it like I see it. There are a lot of things that I don't like about this presentation. I think the first problem I see is they put out this autopsy and they kind of gave you a lot of sizzle. They gave a big dog and pony show, but they didn't really make it clear on the findings and conclusions and how they could be interpreted. And I think that's kind of the problem with this case. They put all this stuff out there, all the legal terms, all this, forensic jargon, and now everybody's whipped up in a frenzy trying to understand what it means, speculating, guessing, and the reality of it is...
Oh, shut up. Y'all doing the same thing on Nancy's show, guessing and speculating. Shut up. And another thing, if Mississippi would have did their job and investigated right and arrested those white boys, we wouldn't be here now, would we? If Mississippi was doing their job. So please spare me, black man.
Unless you're an expert, a forensic expert, none of us are qualified to interpret those findings. Now, I've been involved in countless homicide cases where I've had to look at forensic autopsies and discuss the findings with experts, and that's what you have to do. And ultimately what it comes down to is they put this thing out there, this preliminary autopsy finding, and they did not present any real conclusions. And that is a problem. And to address your specific concern, Nancy,
Put him up.
about
Put up
this
Mobley.
might be...
Put up Mobley. Listen, I'm not vouching for the character of Crump or Sharpton. That said, of course, are you saying they were wrong not to put it out there? I think they were right to put it out there, whether it's inconclusive or not.
The manner in which they presented
Okay, what do you mean by that?
He just sat there and read it. And number one, I don't think he was the best person to read it. He's just kind of reading off medical and terms that he didn't do the best job of pronouncing, and they didn't really present a conclusive.
Are you serious right now? A black boy is dead, and this black man criticizing another black man, talking about his pronunciation. You didn't do a good job of pronouncing. Bitch, we understood it. We got it. The people that's meant to understood it. Hell, you only going over there to criticize and just to see whatever you can say to go against and try to cover for them white boys, okay? That's all his ass doing. Y'all better hit this line and tell me what y'all think about this shit. Hell, got me cussing and I don't want to cuss.
Finding. And what that does is...
Well, there is no conclusive finding, Mobley.
He should have said that, because what he does, though, in the manner which is presented, when you take a case like this, you take little bits and pieces and put them out there in that manner, what you're doing is you're feeding these conspiracy theories like, oh my God, there's some big mystery, some conspiracy about what happened, regarding saying, hey, here's the deal. In situations like this, based on the rate of decomposition, things like that.
Don't you get it, man? We still don't have the answer. I don't have the answer. He's got a red mark deep in subcutaneous tissue on the back of his head. Wait.
The thing about it, Nancy, this black nigga don't care. He don't care about another black boy being dead. He does not care about to find out what happened to this black boy. He don't care, Nancy. He is a plant. He is on a job. He is on an assignment. He is blackface, okay? He is a puppet on a string for the system. That's what he is. That's exactly what he is.
Here's a
Go
problem.
back to Kendall Krause real quick. Wait. Kendall. Where's Kendall? Why am I not seeing Kendall? Kendall, please turn around and show everybody what we're talking about. Because I'm doing this. Show me occipital.
Occipital's right here. Back ahead.
How
right where your
in
neck
the world, out of his whole body, is that where the blood pools? I'm not buying it.
Because somebody hit his ass in the back of the head. Damn. Hello? They hit him in the back of the head. I believe it was a bar. I believe it was something. Okay? Don't y'all remember they were talking about at that pool party? They said we have the date wrong, but do you remember they were saying a story about somebody hit him on the back of the head with a bar or a pole? And we keep on hearing that story. Certain students that was around them, we keep on hearing that he got hit in the back of the head. And remember, right before he died on July the 4th, he was saying, give me back my phone. They took his phone, Wyatt and them. That was Wyatt Boat. Wyatt and Nolan got into it. They got into a big argument July the 4th. Hello? And why Wyatt ain't speaking? Why Wyatt ain't doing no fucking interviews, huh? That's the brother, right? He don't got nothing to hide, right? He innocent, right? It was just a drowning, right? So why in the hell he's lawyering up? Huh? If it's just a drowning, you're innocent, you love your brother, then do an interview. Tell us the story. You was the one, he was on your boat, nigga. But they keep on protecting this white boy Wyatt because he's guilty. That's what that is.
And I'm not saying this is a homicide. I am saying it. There are a lot of disturbing circumstances surrounding this young man, the star athlete's death, and I am not letting it go. And I don't care how much hate mail you send me. I do not care. Okay, Mobley.
Ooh! The whites are sending Nancy Grace hate mail? So, Nancy, can you imagine what us black folks go through? Huh? They hate us way more than they hate Nancy. Okay? They've been hating us since birth. But because Nancy is telling the truth. You see, they don't like truth tellers. They like liars. Nancy is not on code with them. And they're mad at Nancy, so mad that they're sending her hate mail. You heard what she said. You heard what she said. They are sending her hate mail, y'all, because she is getting justice for a black boy. They are sending her hate mail because she is trying to figure out what happened to a black boy. If this was a white boy that got murdered, do you think they would send her hate mail for that? Press 1 if hell no. But because it's a black boy and Nancy trying to get the answers, all she's doing is asking fucking questions. That's all she's doing. Honey. If you know they sending her hate mail and she white, can you imagine how they feel about us, honey? Hello. You see what they did to Nolan's mom, all because she wants to get to the truth. They don't like people that want to get to the truth. It bothers them. You can't ask a question. They just want you to just take whatever they give to you and shut it up. That's it. That's it. Honey, y'all need to be on deck. I need y'all to start hitting this line more. I need us to build a community over here, okay? Let's go.
What else?
What I want to state is that, and this is based on my experience being involved in numerous homicides, having examined numerous autopsies and discussed the case and the findings with numerous forensic pathologists. When you have a body, a human individual, okay, that person has experienced trauma in various physical trauma in various aspects of their life. They just had a picture of him being wearing a football uniform. He can sustain injuries playing football in practice, horse around with his friends. So, a person can die and have different injuries that pre-existed.
But what is he doing right now? He's trying to persuade the audience that Nolan got his bruises from playing football. Is he not? Is he not? That's what he's doing. But he's getting on other people to have an opinion, to share their belief about this situation, because Mississippi failed to do their job to investigate and arrest the criminals. So now it's up to us, okay? And now you're mad because we're coming up with opinions. Didn't y'all fight for freedom of speech? But yet you want to take our freedom of speech away because it's not going your way. You hating on Nancy, giving her hate mail, but didn't these the same motherfuckers that's talking about freedom of speech? Press 2. Ain't they the same ones that's talking about freedom of speech, freedom of speech? You know why? Because they want to push hate speech. They want to be able to say a lot of hateful shit, but you can't ask a question or they're going to send you hate mail.
Date of the death that are completely unrelated to the death, but they are there on the body because they're a live, active individual. And that's my whole point about your fixation on the injury to the back of the head. I'm not saying that it was necessarily predated the injury, but there's got to be some medical evidence to tie it to his death. And there is not, because they can't do that. They cannot date that injury.
Okay, guys, you're hearing Mobley. I just lost a satellite. Get that back up for me. In the meantime, let me hear Crump talking about...
So, was it an injury? Did the black guy just say it was an injury and we can't date the injury? Press 2 if that black guy said, we can't date the injury. So, he identified the red findings on the back of his neck is an injury, but now he want to move the goalpost and say, well, we can't date it. We can't date the injury. You see the games that motherfucker playing? You see that shit? I told you he's on an assignment.
Part of the neck structures and specifically the interior where that, I'm going to call it bruising, I'll call it a reddened area because we don't know what it was, were absent from the body? What happened to that part of the body? Listen to Crump.
So when they're buried, their remains will all be with them. But in this occasion, if there's going to be a second autopsy, then the organs are put in the body cavity so the second pathologist could be able to examine the organs as well. Very significant for Dr. Mitchell was that the anterior inner neck structures were absent, not received with the body.
From our friends at NAACP. Okay, back to you, Kendall Crowns. And hello, I've got an all-star panel. Where are they? Did they lose their voices? Dr. Kendall Crowns, wouldn't it be important for the second medical examiner, second doctor, to be able to look at the anterior neck structure? They're absent and not received from the body, not received with the body.
That's correct. So it would be important, and that's often the problem with second autopsy is structures are kept by the initial medical examiner for further testing or further evaluation. So the second autopsy is often limited by this. So the problem is the neck structures we're talking about, hyoid bone, thyroid cartilage, laryngeal structures, are the structures that are often involved with strangulation. They can be taken by a medical examiner, dissected, evaluated for fractures or injuries or something of that nature, but then they're kept and they are also then further evaluated by a forensic anthropologist who will look for microfractures and things like that to see if there's any trauma whatsoever. And that's probably what's occurring in this case is they're doing their due diligence and looking at all those neck structures to rule out the possibility of a strangulation, and they haven't done it yet. And that's why they're still pending. And that's why the second examination can't give you more facts because they don't have those structures to look at. Hopefully there will be sharing between the two medical examiners so they can both come to the same conclusion at some point. But right now, those structures are being evaluated by someone else and not available for the second autopsy.
I want to talk to you about what you just said.
How long does that shit take? How long? Hurry up, speed it up. Y'all got AI for everything. Come on, they are stalling on purpose. Give me Nolan's neck. Y'all had how many weeks have they had to look at that damn neck? Too long. They are stalling that damn neck. They are holding Nolan neck hostage, okay? And you notice they love being on black people's necks, right? It's something about a black person neck that they love kneeling on. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust them with Nolan's neck.
The deep reddening of the tissue in the back of the neck. I'm going to quit calling it the occipital. The back of the neck, at the lower part of the head. I want to know what happened up here. I want to know, was the hyoid bone, which is very fragile, it's not attached to anything, it's kind of floating there. And often in ligature manual, any type of strangulation or stopping your airflow, you'll see that very delicate bone fractured. It's gone. Where is it? Everybody's got one, so where is it? Also, Crump stated that the portion of the neck, the interior portion of the neck that would correspond with the hemorrhaging in the back is missing. There are two ways to look at this.
Ooh.
One is that it's missing because it's been hidden. It's being withheld from the second doctor. Why? The other way to look at it is what you suggested, Kendall Crowns, and that is that I've seen this done. The way that medical examiners and medical-related forensic anthropologists do it, they get a tiny cut of that tissue. They put that under a microscope, and they look to see if cells have bruising. It's very painstaking. Could they be doing that? I don't know. But it seems to me they would have included that in their notations that these portions of Nolan's body had been withheld for further testing, but we didn't hear anything about that. Straight out to Sam Crouppen joining us, investigative journalist and star of Samson's World. Sam, did you hear anything about water in the lungs?
No, Nancy, I've heard nothing about water in the lungs. And honestly, I've just been sitting here infuriated that everybody is putting so much pressure on this second autopsy that thankfully Colin Kaepernick paid for. But why are we not putting pressure on Sheriff John Ledbetter? Where is the first autopsy? Why have they held it out? There is a video of two nurses who claim to have seen the transport of this body, and they said he was face down. So it's honestly, for me, it's just disgusting to see the lack of understanding, people commenting on how Ben Crump is reading, people saying Ben Crump is a race hustler. Like, he's the person who's responsible.
Thank you, white man. Thank you, white man. It's so damn sad that I got to depend on a white man to do right. Whoever this white man is, thank you. And white people like him, thank you. Okay? And it's sad because it's the own black man that's a puppet on a string for the system to try to degrade and humiliate a black man that is trying to get justice for a dead black boy. Do you see that Moby black man trying to get justice for Nolan Wells? Hell no. Hell no. And y'all know what? This the time we on. It's going to be a lot of black faces. What is the new black face in 2026? They don't paint their face black no more. All they do is get one of them black folks that want to be down and white acceptance so bad they want to be white, okay? So they get one of them and they have them as a puppet. So whatever the white system want them to say, they're going to go out and say it. That's the new black face, okay? Woo, honey, I tell you.
Justice for Ahmaud Arbery, who was killed by three racist people, and it was covered up. Stacey Turner, the medical examiner, is well known for the death of Trey Reed, ruling it a homicide. She is known for ruling black deaths. She is known. Stacey Turner.
Do I look like a witch stirring a cauldron tonight? I don't really see myself that way. Do not stir the pot, Crouppen, because this is not about politics. This is not what somebody did a long time ago in another case. This is about what we are learning tonight. Yes, and my question is, where's the original autopsy? My guess is that they are waiting on the results that Dr. Kendall Crowns just talked about and more. Hey, simmer down. I want to get to the facts. The facts of this case. I want to go back to Brian Trasher on that. Heather, I'm going to get to you in just one moment regarding the tracking of the phone and the Snapchat and all the digital footprint. But to you, Brian, again.
Damn, she was kind of disrespectful to Sam. Press 1 if Nancy was nasty to Sam. I think she was very nasty to him. She didn't like that Sam was bringing up racial tension on her show because she know majority of her audience is white Republicans, right? So they already pissed off at her ass that she's trying to get justice for a black boy. But now you're going to bring Sam up here and he's bringing up this race shit. Ooh, she got heated, didn't she, y'all? My goodness. Thank you, Sam.
Let me pull it back up. We are not showing this photo. Do not show it, control room. Brian, again. United Cajun Navy searched for and spotted Nolan's body. Tell me what was seen. Let's see some of that aerial video.
Yeah, so we were flying over the northwest tip of Horn Island after about 2 hours in the air, canvassing a pretty large area. And we noticed some law enforcement folks converging.
All right, I have Dewana here. I can hear.
Hey, lady.
You said what?
Hey, lady, how you doing?
Good. I I heard some of your audio in the background. If you can turn that off.
I'm about to. I'm about to. I gotta get to the remote control. Wait a minute. Wait. Cause I got something to say.
Okay, I want to hear it too.
Cause I've worked in the medical field for over, my oldest is what oh Lord, I ain't gonna tell my age, but listen, that boy was hit in the back of the head. In order to be hit in the back of the head, you either gonna fall forward or you're gonna fall backwards. But for them not to
send his throat, that's his esophagus. That determines whether or not water went down his throat, in his lungs, or anything like that. And to send that baby like they did to his parents is a shame. Because I live in Michigan. We have somebody here, same day, was hung. His neck is barely hanging on.
Oh,
nobody covered this story. I think it's the epidemic of like sacrificing our young boys.
The white people sacrificing black bodies like they did back in the day when they was burning black bodies on the crosses.
That's what I think was going on.
And didn't I tell your ass they like the black necks? It's something about them black necks.
Listen.
I caught one of them staring at my neck the other day, girl.
Listen, let me tell you
You better
something.
be careful. They love black necks.
And see, this what I don't like, because it was all done the 4th of July holiday.
You know that's that day. That's the birthday.
Right, that was that birthday. But for that boy, for him to be a swimmer, a football player, all the rest of this, for him not to go home with his friends, for them to delete everything, we're going to get past that. We're going to go back to what Ben Crump said today. A lot of people said he race bait and all the rest of that. No, he not. He made that public so that Mississippi has no choice but to be transparent. His mama, she got that trust in his name. That makes them a different type of law outside of Mississippi law. You see what I'm saying? Because that boy didn't have no kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I watched that.
Now tell me this: what the hell is a race bait, huh? What's that? Is that when the white supremacy? Hold on, was that when the white supremacy marched up at the White House with the mask on? 250. Is that race baiting?
Oh my God, that was race baiting all day long.
But hold on. The same motherfuckers that got something to say about Ben Crump now, they love that shit, right? You don't hear them never correct that shit. So save me with the bullshit.
Listen,
this whole administration is race baiting. This whole administration is race baiting.
They love that one picture with that one black woman sitting on that subway with all them people. They love that.
Right.
But she stood there. I mean, she sat there.
Yeah.
She didn't flinch. She just sat there. See, Trump then made it where this racism, you ain't gotta have no white sheep on no more. You could just, you hear my dog anyway, but you don't have to have that white sheet on no more. You could just be racist and it's okay. No, it's not. As Shud the Builder, whatever his name is, he in there crying because he about to go to jail for a lot of time. Out there race baiting.
Yeah.
But for them to say,
but why they don't say nothing about Ben? What's his name? The builder dude. I don't never see.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on, girl.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't never run his ass on Fox talking about this is disgusting. He shouldn't do that. That other dude, Jake Paul, the one that went to BET.
Oh, that one too.
It's a lot of them. It's a lot of these white men. And guess who promote them and who have they back? Usually it be the Trump administration. So spare me with the bull crap.
That's what I'm saying, because I had to call in because I have 3 grown black men that I birthed, hanging with white friends, and 2 of them went to all white schools. Those weren't their friends. Cause see, I live in Michigan, and we already know if you go up north on them back roads, you ain't got nothing but skinheads. And I feel sorry for that woman that's up there praying for her baby in Petoskey, Michigan.
Tell me this.
It's a story.
Tell me this. Especially you 1220. Y'all, so don't race bait. Bitch, I ain't race baiting. I'm just telling the motherfucking truth, and you can't handle the truth. Take y'all asses to these redneck towns, and stop the racism. How about that? How about get Mississippi to stop the racism when it comes to investigating black bodies? Do it right. How about that? Then y'all just white girl.
Y'all family not be in them positions where y'all can have fucking boats and you got a fucking judge on your motherfucking side.
Well, hold on, don't cuss that much. I'm the only one that's gonna cuss.
Oh, my bad.
It's all right.
You know how about that?
Yeah. And did you hear about that all white town? That ain't race baiting. That ain't fueling race tensions.
I'm going to tell you what
Did you hear about it? They had it all on the news. The white towns.
No.
Press 5 if y'all heard about... Hold on. Press 7 if y'all heard about them white towns. It was on the news. They were saying whites onlys. No other color. No gays. That's not fueling tension. But they did a whole documentary. That's not fueling tension. And they love that. They don't demonize that. They don't demonize that. Get out of here.
All.
Get out of here.
At all. You got parents that's mourning. They son don't have a neck. I couldn't imagine if any one of my children were to pass and they return their body and their body parts are missing. Now, that's any mother. I don't care what color you are. So all that Mississippi bullshit, that need to stop.
That's right.
And I heard something about Horn Island, too.
Devil's Island. What you heard?
Yeah, I heard.
Uh-huh.
This what I heard.
Yeah.
This what I heard.
I'm listening.
Now, this what I heard.
I'm listening.
They take somebody out there.
Yes.
And they sacrifice them.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe it.
Nah, my thing is,
what's up?
Who gave them kids alcohol?
Hello? Well, let me tell you something, girl.
We need to start there.
Let me tell it. It's the Devil's Island, and you know the devil love kids. They get on that island, and they have Satan and them grown folks over there. They over there.
It was a bunch of grown folks.
They giving kids alcohol and sugar boogers on that motherfucking island. They having all types of shit, all types of demonic activities. Jesus is not on that island. They not over there having Bible study. They over there sinning, doing Satan's work. Do you hear me?
I heard you.
Killing, stealing, and destroying.
It's just, you know, this is just blatant a cover-up.
Yes, it is.
That's what this is.